If you're ready for a complete run-through and tutorial of Kajabi so that you can set up faster and easier, you are in exactly the right place. My name is Ari and I'm one of Kajabi's official experts. Over the past 3 years, I've used the platform to earn multiple six figures, helping business owners to advertise through YouTube, and so I know the platform like the back of my hand, and I'm really excited to help you today. Step number 1, if you haven't already, is to sign up for Kajabi. There is a link down below for an extended 30-day free trial, and that comes with a bonus one-on-one strategy session with me, but you got to use that link down below. And if you're listening to this between April 21st and May 23rd, 2025, then Kajabi has a limited time deal where you can get 3 months for a one-time payment of $99. This is a crazy great deal, not to mention it comes with 3 exclusive bonuses of mine to help you earn it faster and easier. When you first sign up for Kajabi, the first place you'll see is your dashboard. This gives you an overview of your business's performance once you start making money. And then there's also some really great resources here, including Kajabi Community. This is featured on Facebook and it's a great place to network and ask questions. There's also Kajabi University. This is where you can find in-depth tutorials for all their different features. And then there is the Kajabi Experts page where you can find a vetted expert to help you set things up for you. Again, I'm one of their experts and I offer a range of different services. If you're interested, just go to my website or you can email me or leave a comment down below. I do want to walk you through all these features here, but it's important that we first start with settings. So once you click on settings in the bottom left-hand corner, first go to site details. Now, by default, it's likely going to say your name first site. And so we want to change this to either your brand name or your business name because potential customers will see that. You can also adjust things like your subdomain. This is like a secondary URL, your support email, language, and then here you can upload your logo and your favicon. The favicon is the icon within web browser tabs, and so we want this to be professional. So for example, you could see Kajabi's favicon right here. You can also upload your color palette. This section down below is important, SEO and social sharing, because when you send links to people or if they look you up on Google, then oftentimes this information will appear. The next place we're going to explore in settings is domain. Now I'm going to put an article down below because there are specific instructions for how to connect your domain, whether you are transferring it over from GoDaddy or Squarespace. But it's really important that you set this up just so that your website has a professional look, because currently this default subdomain isn't quite professional. And then from there, click on marketing settings. This is important. So I don't recommend having your personal address underneath marketing settings. I would recommend either a business address or a PO box, because legally when you send out marketing emails, there has to be a business address at the bottom. And so again, you don't want it to be your personal because then you are putting that information at jeopardy. And then from there, the next place you're going to go is payment setup, because we are growing a business. So how are you going to do that if you can't collect money? And so I already connected mine, as you can see, but if you haven't already, there's going to be very simple instructions. And so have your EIN number ready and also your routing number and your business bank account information. Once that's all set up, then we can move forward with creating our first product. So Kajabi offers a range of different products, including courses, coaching, a community, podcasts, newsletters, and downloads. And so what you can do is you can simply click on Get Started and you could choose which product you want to create. And what Kajabi will do is it will give you an overview of what that offer entails and also the available features. So feel free to explore this. Kajabi often is adding in new ones. So I know that this newsletter and this download feature came out in 2024. And so always stay up to date with any new products. But let's say that I want to create a course. If I click on Get Started, even regardless of which product I create, it's going to walk you through these different setup instructions. And so for the course, let's say that I want to title this Gardening for Beginners. Now you can also give it a brief description. So this toggle here, if you have it turned on, then Kajabi will use its AI to outline different modules. Also, it'll outline a landing page for you and also an email sequence. So if you want to do that manually, then you can turn this off. But for this tutorial, I'm going to keep it on because I want to show you the magic in it. And then you can also customize your course's appearance. So if you want, you can upload a thumbnail image to make it pretty, which I won't do right now. And then from here, you can choose if the course is free or if it's paid. Now there is a newer feature to have a paywall for the course. And so what this does is it enables limited course access to let your members experience the value before purchasing the full course. So oftentimes this is a really good idea just to give people a taste of your course before they fully commit. Now you can choose from here whether you want this to be multi-pay. So this is where you split apart the payments. There are subscriptions. This is more ongoing. So you can have monthly or annual subscriptions, or it can be a one-time payment. For the sake of this example, I'm just going to do one time and I'm going to put $100. But there also is the example to let customers pay what they want. And so again, this depends on your business model, but I think that this is a really nice feature. And then you can also choose your payment methods. Now, we set this up in settings earlier, but I really like Kajabi Payments because there's different options for Apple Pay, Google Pay, and then there's Afterpay and Klarna. Now, this allows your customers to set up a payment plan, but you still get paid up front. So let's say this course is $100 and somebody pays with Afterpay. Maybe they split the payments into 3. Well, you still get the $100 up front, and then Afterpay or Klarna will take care of collecting their next payments. So it's honestly one of my favorites, and I think it's really great leverage for clients. So as you can see, there's already some courses and lessons outlined here. And so we can go in and edit these. You have different modules, and underneath the modules, you have lessons. And so you can create submodules underneath the modules. You can have quizzes, or you can import from another course, which we'll ignore right now. But what you could do is you can go in and edit the module, so you can give it a different name, maybe upload a photo, and then underneath lessons, this is where you edit the content. So you could see that Kajabi's AI already added in a description, which is great. And from here, you can either add in a video lesson or an audio lesson. You can also add in a photo to make this lesson pretty. And if you want to upload any like PDFs or worksheets or files, this is where you can add it in. You can also set up different automations. So for example, let's say someone finishes the lesson, then you can automatically set it up so that they receive an email or a certificate. So you can really make this yours. And once you're done editing it, then you can click on publish, and your customers who have access to this course will be able to see it. So let's say I went in and I edited all these different lessons so they're ready to go. So I could publish all of them, and they won't be able to see it because right now this module that it's listed under is in draft. And so you can publish it so that they receive it right away, or you can do a drip style. And so this allows you to set a schedule so that they receive the material after a certain time frame once they access the course. So there's a lot of flexibility here. You can really cater this to your business. But another thing you could do underneath courses is you could set up announcements. So this is really great if you're doing a drip style course. Let's say you just released a new lesson, then you can put new lesson released. You can say, hey everyone, I just released a new lesson underneath module 1, and then you can send an email notification about the announcement to all of your customers. And if you click on post announcement, then everyone will get that notification. What you could also do is underneath customize, you can change how the course itself looks, because currently, and this is going to be in default mode, this is what the course looks like. But underneath customization, here you can make it pretty, so you can swap out that photo, you can change the logo here, you can add in different images, so you can really make this your own. Underneath offers here, this is where you can see the different listings for how much it costs. I'm going to return back to this in just a second here, but I want to show you something underneath settings. Now, underneath settings, if you scroll down, you can provide a live video session for the course. This is great if maybe you have a weekly or monthly Q&A, but this is different than the community feature on Kajabi, because in the community feature, you can have meetups, but it's kind of like a Facebook group as well, because you can have different sections for Q&A, you can have people post material, you can have an introduction section where new members introduce themselves, but this is very different than just the live room because this is more limited. So if you want to just have a course with maybe weekly or monthly Q&A calls, then this is a really great feature. So let me show you the difference between that and a community. So if I create a community, then it's going to look something like this. This is just the default, but as you can see, you can add a cover image, and then you can also have different challenges. You can have like a leaderboard, and then something else you could do is you can, underneath access groups, you can have different sections. So for example, you could read here that it says communities can have multiple groups which contain topics, organize groups of people, and restrict access to content. So let's say, for example, I have a community for gardening, but it's separate. One area of the group focuses on growing fruits and vegetables. The other one focuses on, let's say, growing cactuses. So I'm going to call this fruits and veggies. And then I'm going to click on continue. You could see that there's now a fruits and veggies community. Now I could go on and create a separate one for cactuses, but underneath here I can have different areas. So I can have separate meetups, I can have its own Q&A section, and I can have different areas. Maybe I want to have an area where they upload photos of their fruits and veggies once they grow. And so you could really make this your own, and you could see how this is different than just having a live video feature like how I showed you underneath courses. There's more flexibility here, and there's more you could do. You could really gamify your business. Now, once that we've set up products, the next thing I want to show you is setting up different checkout pages. Now, currently, there are already some that were created. So you saw that I created that fruits and veggies one, but let's say that I want to change that later. Well, underneath pricing, what I could do is I can change this to, let's say, a subscription. Let's say that I want customers to pay $99. And I could bill them once a month, or I could choose once a week, once a year. And you can also choose different trial periods. Let's just say I wanted people to have a 7-day free trial. Let's say I connect that to my Kajabi payments, and I can click on save. And then from there, we can edit some other things with this checkout page. So you could see that when people purchase this, they're going to get access to the fruits and veggies community. And then I can also set up an automation so that they get a post-purchase email. So you can customize the email. Currently there is a default one, but if you go underneath automations, there is more flexibility for creating like a really pretty email that welcomes them into the community, into the program. So if I click on edit checkout, this is where I can further edit the checkout page. Now this is the link or the page that people will go to when they're ready to buy. So many people attach this page to a web page, which I'll show you in just a second, or some people just send this checkout page straight to potential customers. And so from here you can edit all these different features. You can change the design, the color, you can add a banner image. What you can also do is you can have a service agreement. So if you want people to agree to the terms of service, then you can edit that, which I won't do right now, but you'll see that people need to read and agree to the terms and conditions before they purchase. Another thing I want to show you is that you can collect other form fields. So I would recommend that you at least collect their name so that you know who signed up. And also you can have an order bump. So let's say that I have this fruits and veggies community, but let's say that they can also access my gardening for beginners course. Now this is going to be listed as an upsell. So I could say add the course too for just $100 more. So if I save that, you're gonna see that now that's added as an upsell on the checkout page. Awesome. So now what I could do is I can obviously add in some more details about this offer. But once I do, I'm going to have a really great link to send people to. Now, when we send people to this page, again, you could send this directly to them, but a better way is to have a landing page that gives people more details about it. So underneath website, if you click on landing pages, you could see that Kajabi's AI already set up a pre-sale landing page for the Gardening for Beginners course. So if I click on it, it's going to look like this, and obviously this is more of a fill-in-the-blank template, so you can go through this, add different images, you can add a video, and if you go over to the left here in this bar, right now we have all of these are called like different sections, and so right now we have this form and text section, this is the 3 featured columns. Let's say I want to add in a new section. Let's say, what's missing from this? Let's say I want to add some testimonials. So if I click on it and I scroll down, there should be one for testimonials. Here it is. Feel free to explore all these different options because there's quite a few here. And if I have more testimonials, I can duplicate it. I can add more. I can add other features to this section. So if I click on add, check this out. There's a lot of different options here. I could maybe even give them an audio sample of the course. I can list blogs. You can have a countdown timer on the page. And so there's a lot that you can do. Let's say I want to add a video, then I can click on it. I can upload a video. I can change the thumbnail image on the video. So again, if you use my link to sign up for Kajabi, then you will get some landing page templates that make it really easy to fill in the blank. Kajabi does give good ones, but mine are just more in detail. But once you edit this and you make it your own, then you can click save. The other thing I wanted to show you was, let's say that on this landing page, let's say I was promoting that course. Well, you can add a call to action button and you can edit that to say something like sign up now. And you can have that button go to that checkout page that we created. And so if I save it and I preview it, you will see that if they click on that button, sign up now, it's going to take them to the checkout page. So the difference between a landing page and a checkout page is the landing page gives more details, there's copy on there, there's videos to tell people about the product, and then when they're ready to buy, then the button leads them to the checkout page, and this is where they fill in their information, their card details, agree to the terms of services, have any upsells, etc. But I want to explore some of the other features underneath sales. So we talked about offers. This is where you can create those checkout pages and set up pricing. Payouts is where you can see your income that's coming in. There's this newer feature called Cart. Now this is brand new. Before, they didn't have it to where you can add multiple offers within a shopping cart and buy them all at once. You had to buy each one individually. And so check this out, click on Get Started, and it's going to walk you through how to set up an Add to Cart section so that people can buy multiple things at once. There's also a feature where you can send people direct invoices. Now, when you do this, then people will get an email about what the invoice is. And so, for example, I sent an invoice to myself, and so you could see that I could pay for this invoice right away. So if there is a coaching client or somebody who you want to send an invoice to directly, that's a great feature. Otherwise, it's good to have just a checkout page so that if you're using a platform like YouTube, then people could just make sales while you're sleeping and you don't have to worry about it. There's also the coupons feature. This is where you can create coupon codes for a % off or a certain amount off. I love this, especially on a platform like YouTube, because in your description, you could say, use this code for 30% off. And then when people see it, they feel the need to use it because that code isn't listed everywhere. Kajabi also has an affiliate program, so you can actually have your customers sell your product for you and they can earn a percentage of the commission. So you could check this out. Right now, I created a new Kajabi account on a 30-day trial, so I don't have access to this, but it's very straightforward. When you have all of your offers, then you can create an affiliate program, choose the percentages, and then you can send a link to your customers where they sign up. And then when they do, they'll automatically get sent the money when somebody buys one of your products using their affiliate link. I want to explore more about the website. So we talked about landing pages. The difference between landing pages and web pages is that landing pages are like standalone pages. So these are pages that aren't quite listed directly on your website. They could be, but they often aren't. Whereas web pages, these are more of the typical pages that you would see on a website. So if you click on Pick Template, there's a bunch of different ones. And so you could choose the one that's most aligned for your business, but I'm just going to choose on the basic one for now. Okay, so as you can see, it created a thank you page, a store page, a login page. And so these are all the elements of your main website, even like an error page. And so you can go in and customize these and make them your own. There's also a feature in Kajabi called funnels. And so this is a really great tool to connect together different landing pages and have email campaigns as well. So let's say, for example, that you are creating a free offer, and then when people put in their name and their email for that, then you want it so that it sets up an automatic email campaign. This makes it really easy to do that. And so let's say you're creating a freebie. And so I'm going to call this free Masterclass Replay. So this is something I actually created. And so if you want to check out my free Masterclass Replay, there is a link down below. But I just want to show you for the sake of this example. Okay, so from here, Kajabi makes it really easy to edit the opt-in page, the emails, and the thank you page. So if I click on opt-in, then I can obviously make this pretty. I can add in a photo of it. I can add in different sections, like if I want to add in testimonials or a countdown timer if this is a limited time deal. I can also easily edit the email sequences. So right now there's a welcome one, or I can add in new ones. So let's say I want to add another one. I can choose one of these templates, and once I do, I can easily choose when that sends out. So let's say I want that second email to send out 2 days after that someone downloads this, then I can easily set that up. And I can also choose the thank you page that people access once they put in their name and their email. And then you can give them instructions for how to access it. So you could tell people to just click the button below to access for free. I like to tell people to check their inbox just so that nobody puts in like a fake email, because some people will do that. So that's really easy and straightforward. What else is on here? So contacts is where you will find all of your customers and all of your opt-ins, emails, and names. And once you start having information about them, Kajabi will give you insights. Obviously, there's nothing available right now, but once you grow your business, these insights can be really useful. This is a newer feature for Kajabi that came out about a year or two ago. You can also create an app that's customized to your brand. This is a separate offer with Kajabi, and so there is an additional fee for it, but you can start for free, see if you like it. And if this is something that's going to help you grow your business and stay engaged with your audience, then it can absolutely be worth it, because people, like, you can just read all this. There's in-app purchases. It's easier to send notifications to people, easier to just keep track of your courses and your clients. So you can check that out. Again, they're always having new updates with this, so you can see a demo, start a free trial with that. Another thing I want to show you is that underneath the marketing tab, you can also send out different email campaigns. So when I was showing you the funnel, I showed you how you can have an email sequence, but what you can also do is, other than setting up a sequence, which is like a series of emails that are automated, you can also have an email broadcast. This is where you send one email out to your entire list, and you often see these like when there's like a holiday promotion, or if there's like a new YouTube video that you published. This is just a good way to send updates, keep people in the loop, give people consistent value. And so if you click on email broadcast, then Kajabi gives you a lot of free templates. Let's say you have an upcoming event. Awesome. Then you can type that in. So you can add in a subject line. You can have preview text. And a lot of this is really straightforward. This is actually really similar to the landing page builder. So again, this is why it's good to create checkout pages, because for an email like this, you can give people information about a product that you have, and the button, you can have that lead to the checkout page. And I love emails too, because once you send them out, Kajabi will give you really good analytics about how much money you made from that email. Speaking of analytics, Kajabi gives you some really good information here. Now, they're constantly making updates. So you could see here, this is a new Kajabi account and they're still looking for feedback, which is great because it really shows that they really care about their client base. But when you start making money on Kajabi, you can see all of these metrics. And I think that this is very straightforward. Another feature I want to talk about is Creator Studio. Again, this is a newer feature, and I love that Kajabi keeps becoming this business in a box and they keep adding in more tools that are so helpful. And so what you could do is you can repurpose any videos into clips, transcripts, emails, blogs, social posts, and more with just a few clicks. This is why I really encourage my clients to post YouTube videos, because it's so easy to repurpose long-form video content into these other different formats. And Kajabi makes it really easy by just, you can just copy and paste the YouTube video and it'll create you all this different material. So again, this is honestly one of my favorite features. And like I keep saying, Kajabi keeps adding in new features as well. I just saw that they are going to release soon SMS marketing. So this is where you can actually text your clients so that they get text notifications. Many of you have experienced that before, and it's just a really good way to stay in contact with your customer base. A couple last things I want to show you is you can easily contact support if you ever need help. Just click on contact support, and there's a few different ways that you can get into touch with them. The last thing I want to show you is that in the upper right-hand corner, if you click on your name, there is the partner program. What you could do is you can simply put in your PayPal email, and when you do, it will give you an affiliate link. And so when you share that affiliate link, then whoever signs up with Kajabi using it, you will earn a percentage of the commission. Not once, but however long those people stay subscribed. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine if someone signed up for Kajabi now and they stay a customer for 20 years? Think about that, because you get 30% of the commission. If they're on the lower tier of $150 a month, 30% of that is $45. And so $45 every month for 20 years really adds up, especially when you don't have to do anything. That's truly passive income. And that's another reason why I love Kajabi. There's so many ways to monetize. And just this alone, I earn passive income every month, and it's a good amount of money just because I recommended Kajabi and the customers stayed on and they liked it. So again, when you use my link down below to sign up for Kajabi, I do get a percentage of the commission. However, I am here to help you throughout that process. So I help you one-on-one during our strategy session, and I walk you through whatever it is that you need so we can focus on whatever it is depending on where you're at with your business. You'll also get a 7-day trial of my marketing roadmap course. You can read more below about what that entails, but this truly is a map, whether you are a beginner or you've been in the game for a while and you're just looking to realign, rebrand, relaunch, get to the next level. So again, you could read more below about what this entails. In the quality content lesson, this does have an emphasis on YouTube, but even if you're posting on Instagram or TikTok, or if you want to run paid ads, this can really help you out. And then this also comes with fill in the blank landing page templates for freebies and also paid offers. So you can simply just plug in your copy, plug in your images, and hit publish. That is what we are here to help you with. And this is more than just about making money. This is about helping you to really live your life, earn money with your passion, your skills, and your expertise. Just imagine waking up knowing that your content is working for you and it's building trust, generating leads, and making sales while you sleep. I mentioned before earlier how in the span of just 3 years, I earned multiple 6 figures. And thanks to Kajabi, I was able to move from Indiana to San Diego, gift my mom her dream trip to Europe for her 50th birthday, and I fully fund my life and my business using Kajabi and YouTube. And now I actually started a philanthropy, Creators for Change, so that I can give back. And I'm just living my dream life, not just selfishly for me, but I'm making the change that I wish to see in the world. And so I want that for you too. And so you can simply do that by clicking the link below, hitting that blue button, signing up for Kajabi, and then you'll get access to those landing page templates, the marketing course, and you can book your strategy call. And then from there, we will make stuff happen. I am a doer, and I will help you take the steps needed to move your business forward. Thank you for watching.